Hello, Susan here. Today I want to showcase these two items from CraftStash. They're part of the 12 Months of Flowers collection. Each month there's going to be a set of items which will demonstrate the flower of the month. March is going to be the daffodil, and so I've got the daffodil stamp set and the daffodil die set, and I'm going to show you a couple of cards that I'm going to make with these. These are the two cards I'm going to demonstrate today. This one is about 5 3/4 inches high. That's about 15 centimetres. And that shows you how big the daffodil is in this set of stamps and dies. For my first card today, I'm going to use the daffodil flower and the stem and leaves and stamp them with Versamark on watercolour paper. This is the flower head stamp, and I'm just using Versamark to stamp it on watercolour paper. I'm now adding blush embossing powder onto the images, like that. And then I'll use my heat gun to set it. I'm doing it from underneath, so maybe you will see the embossing powder melt, but also it's a tip to do it from underneath, because then it doesn't blow away the embossing powder. I'm now going to do the same thing with the stem and the leaves. Before you do embossing, do remember to wipe your paper with an anti-static pad. I'm now going to cut these out with the dies. With the these long pieces, it's a good idea to stick them down with some masking tape before you run it through the Big Shot or whatever die cutting machine you've got, like that. And then we've got this one to cut out the flower heads. I'm now just going to add colour to these shapes using Distress ink. This is wild honey that I've just spritzed with water, and I'm just going to paint it on to each of the flowers, and then I'll leave it to dry. I'll just pick up the remaining ink with this spare piece of paper. You can always use this for a background at some stage. Next I've got Mowed Lawn, and I'm going to use this for the leaves. The flowers have died, you can use this die just to add these extra lines onto the flower, which gives it just a little bit more relief. Now I'm just going to compile my card using all the pieces. I've got a green card blank and then a piece of watercolour paper. I'm going to arrange the stems and leaves like this. And then the flowers are going up here, and I want a sort of halo effect around there, so I'm going to add circles of Distress Oxide, and I've got fossilized amber here. Sprinkling this with a bit of water, and then I'll let it dry. The next thing I'm going to do is add my sentiment down here, and this says, "Have a wonderful day." Then I'm just adding some of the yellowy colour just around the edges. So that's now in place, and I'm just going to stick the rest of them where they go. Design of my second card, and this time I've embossed my flower heads in gold and then painted with the Distress ink, and the leaves I've embossed in a green shiny embossing powder and then again painted them. Blank. I've started off with green and I've cut off 1 inch from the front, and then I'm going to layer up these pieces so we've got a series of stripes along the edges like that. So that's how that ends up, and I'm now just going to stamp my sentiment along there for someone special. So I've stuck the leaves and the stem and the daffodil in place. The daffodil head sticks out beyond the edge of the card, which I think looks quite nice. Then those are my 2 cards for today. I hope you've enjoyed my little video. See you again soon. Bye.